So it's day one. We're here. I am super excited to kick this off. Um, this is my first challenge, and I am just so glad to have all of you on here. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, see it.
All right. So this is day one. And this sexy Santa cracks me up. Okay. So I kind of wanted to start off talking a little bit about who I am and why I'm doing this. So I, as a kid, I don't know how many people know this about me, but I grew up in foster care. And so I was actually really skinny as a kid. And then once I lived with my biological family, I kind of started gaining weight. I, was making up for lost time and, eating all the foods I didn't eat. And, as I got older, the pounds just kept going on and on. And, for my family, my culture, food is love. And so like the more food, the more love. And that really screwed up with my health, and I didn't really realize it. So by the time I got to college, and that's when I was able to, actually be in charge of what I was eating and what I was doing. I still had that same mentality. Like my relationship with food did not change. And so, the freshman 15, freshman 50, how that goes. So I gained a lot of weight, and as a kid, being overweight, like getting bullied was no fun. Having self-esteem issues as a kid, like nobody wants that. I remember when I was like 13, I was already 150. I was wearing size 7-8 pants in women's. Like I couldn't wear the same cute outfits that my friends were wearing from the girls section anymore. And that really like made me stand out. And I hate that. I hated it. I hated being, the one fat kid that has to wear these really ugly women's clothes. And so as I grew up, like I've seen my mom gain weight, my aunts gain weight, my brothers, everyone in my family is just big. And I'm like, well, that's just what it is. That's just how we're built. We're sturdy. But that only plays a small portion. Like we're in control in a lot of things. In 2014, when I started grad school, I actually hit into a really severe depression. I, turned to food, I turned to alcohol, and I was diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic. And so I kind of tried, I'd have maybe a salad, drenched in salad dressing, and the weight wasn't coming off. My depression was bad, my anxiety was bad, and I just was on a downward spiral. And then when my mom passed away 3 years ago, like that was rock bottom. I was drinking to deal with my emotions. I was having panic attacks, because this was the first time in my life that I was only in charge of taking care of myself. I'd taken care of my parents, and now it was just me. And so it was really hard to have to look in the mirror and deal with the shit show that I saw. And so after that, it was, I want to say like end of 2017. That's when Meg came into my life. We met through the Fit Girls Guide, and she told me about Beachbody, and I closed the door in her face. I was like, not today, Satan. I don't have time or money. And she was really great. She came back, knocked on my door again and again and again and again. And I'm really thankful she did not give up on me, because this is who I am now because of the programs that she introduced me to. I'm eating healthier. I'm, working my body more. I'm controlling my diabetes and managing my mental health. So like, working out is my stress relief. I'm not turning to alcohol. I'm not turning to food as much. Well, once a month at least, I kind of do. But it's really helped me control that and really learn to listen to my body. And so that's kind of what led me to decide to be a coach, because I'm like, I have turned my life around. I want to help other people do that. I want to help other people live their best life. Like, there's no reason why you can't live your best life. But some people just don't know how. They don't know how to get there. They don't know how to deal with their issues, whether it's inside or outside. And so Beachbody has been a way that I can help someone do that, the way it did for me. So that's a little bit about myself and kind of how I got here. This is our awesome team that we have for this challenge. So Meg, my friend Laura, Molly, Kelsey, Heather, Faith, and Myra. So throughout the next 4 days, we'll get to know each other a little bit more. And I just want to say thank you to all of you for taking a chance on me and really taking this time to commit to yourself, putting yourself first. I know as women, that's really hard to do. We just want to help everyone else, but you know, I'll take care of myself later. Later never comes. And then later's 50 pounds later. And so doing this now is going to pay off. So from today's post this morning, kind of the feedback I got was that the obstacles we're facing are emotional eating, bored eating, being a perfectionist, dealing with self-control. I really struggle with that when it comes to eating. You know, one chip turns into one bag. Our relationship with food, so whether we're abusing it, or we just don't know, you know, food is happy feelings, and so we want to be happy, right? So we must eat food. And then also temptation or unsupportive environments. So like at work, when, you know, Karen brings in the donuts, no, Karen, that is not what I'm going to do. So stay away from Karen. So these are the kind of things that we're facing, and I want to make sure that we kind of touch on all of these by the end of the 4 days, so we all know kind of what our plan is going to be moving forward. What are we going to do when Karen brings donuts and our families bring all these desserts and delicious food during the holidays? It's okay to have some, but we gotta make sure we have a plan going into it. One thing I did not notice is that no one said that an obstacle was a lack of motivation. Not one single person. And so that is amazing. That means that we're all very strong and dedicated. We know what we want. We have the motivation to get there. We just need to get the right tools to overcome these obstacles. So I think we're all in the right direction, and we all like the law of attraction. So like if you're, you know, want to work on your finances, you end up surrounding yourself with people who are financially responsible. Well, it's the same thing with health. You know, as you're working out, you want to be friends with people who work out. And then next thing you know, you have a whole tribe of people who are living a healthy lifestyle. So you are in this group for a reason. You came across my post or you came into my life. And so I'm really excited to have you be a part of my tribe. So our challenge group. Beachbody focuses mainly on like 3 things: nutrition, fitness, and support. So many people try to lose weight. They do it by themselves, no accountability. You know, you start a program, only make it 1 weekend. And it blows my mind. Like, why do we do that? Why do we think that we can do something by ourselves? When if we're all struggling with the same thing, why wouldn't we just get together and, you know, work on it together? So challenge group is a way for me to be able to do that for you. So we bring this group setting and we work on our goals together. So I just want to go through kind of what the next 4 days are going to look like. So today's welcome and introductions, getting to know each other, getting to know what our goals and our obstacles are. And, I'm talking on this Zoom call, which I'm recording, and I'll share with anyone who wasn't able to make it. Day 2, I will be focusing on fitness and Morning Meltdown 100. So I've seen some of you have logged your workouts, which is fantastic. I freaking love Morning Meltdown 100 and Jericho. I can't stop feeling my butt. It feels like I've never felt before. So we'll talk about fitness and the types of programs that are available and kind of what's really important when it comes to fitness, like posture, safety, modifications if you need to. Day 3 will be nutrition. And so I know many of you struggle with food. I struggle with food. So I'm really gonna try to nail nutrition home for many of us. And that I'll try to cover meal prep, meal planning, what a balanced diet is, which is not 2 donuts, 1 in each hand, not a balanced diet. And so if you have any specific questions about that, when I go over that on day 3, we'll talk about it. Day 4, which is our last day, I'll talk about holiday tips. So, we're going into this, family events, where family means love and it means food and it means fat. So we'll try to kind of go into this with the plan of like, I'm only going to eat one. Like my plan is I tell Jamie, like, Jamie, I am giving you permission to slap that food out of my hand. Like, I know this is really hard and I know I might, fight back a little, but you need to remind me of why I'm doing this and that you support me. So like that's part of my plan, but there's still more that I need to work on. And then closing remarks, like what was helpful, what was not helpful. I'll be doing several other challenge groups after this. So it'll be really nice to kind of get some feedback to make it better for everyone else. And then after the 4 days, I really want to follow up with everyone individually to make sure that they have their individual plans of what they need to do to reach their goals. So that's kind of why I had you work on that introduction form on what your goals are for this upcoming year. So we can go through that together and make sure that we're making realistic steps towards that. So what do you need to do as part of this challenge group? Well, every morning I will be posting something relating to that day's topic. So you'll need to comment every morning and check in with the group. As long as you check in within that day, that's fine. It doesn't have to be in the morning. I know some people are not morning people. Another thing you'll need to do is the Morning Meltdown sample workout. So if you have Beachbody on demand, if you don't, the sample workout you should be able to get without an account. And so you'll need to do that. Well, if you did it today, great. If you'll need to do it tomorrow, the next day, and then the last day. So you'll be doing at least 3 workouts. Track your meals. So on day 3, we'll talk about nutrition, but we'll also focus on just what is our problem to start with? Like, what are we actually eating right now? So you'll need to track your meals on day 3 and day 4, so we can talk about that. And then at the end, once we know kind of what we need to work on, we'll work on an individual action plan for you moving forward. So once these 4 days are up, what are you going to do to keep working towards your goal? And so I have numbers in parentheses after each one of those. So if you comment every day, that's 4 comments. If you work out days 2, 3, and 4, that's 3 workouts. Track your meals day 3 and 4, that's 2 meal tracks. And then at the end, you create 1 action plan. So that totals to 10 points. And if you do those 10 actions, you'll get a free gift from me. And so I'm all about the reward system. So I have a goal of, once I lose 10 pounds, I'll get a new outfit. When I lose 20 pounds, I'll get, new shoes. That's just another layer of motivation for me. And so I would love to do that for you. What better way to make sure that you stick to your goals these next 4 days? The tools that you need, so the My Challenge Tracker app, which some of you have downloaded. If you haven't gotten that yet, you'll need to do that. That's where I will be sharing the daily posts. That's where you can share your sweaty selfies. I'll be sharing this video and other videos. That's where I'll upload files like a sample meal plan. And then that's mainly where we'll be communicating. Beachbody On Demand, that's where you get access to the Morning Meltdown 100 sample workout. Or if you're already a member and you have Beachbody On Demand, you can do any of the Morning Meltdown 100 sample or 100 workouts. It doesn't have to be the sample workout. And I've included a link here where you can get to the Morning Meltdown 100 page and get to that sample workout. And so that's about 30 minutes. I really wanted to leave this open so that way, we're at the beginning, you can ask questions, we can try to tailor this a little bit more. So I'll just open it up to any questions.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So you said that you have to, can you go back one slide?
Yeah.
Oh no, 2 slides, sorry. So you have to comment on every morning post. Is that like every morning post that's posted, or just make one post?
Nope. So I'll share a post. Like this morning, I shared the one about what your obstacle is. And so you need to comment on that.
Okay, got it.
Yep. So every morning I'll share essentially a picture with either a question or some sort of fact. And you just need to comment so I know that you've read it.
Okay.
Yeah. Good question.
Well, I just wanted to say how freaking proud I am of you. Oh. Like, you have come so far and you are absolutely killing it. So I just want to say that. No question, but you're absolutely doing amazing, and I can't see where you're going to be a month from now, 6 months, and a year.
Thanks. My main motivation for doing this is, well, one, I would love to make income off of this. Like, what better way to make money than to doing what you love? And I do love this. I love the programs. I love the products. Like, I love the people that it's brought into my life. And I'm super excited for Summit. So Summit is like the annual convention for Beachbody. And this year it's in New Orleans. Jamie and I are going. I am super pumped. We've never been there. I'm really hoping I can meet Jericho. It'll be really great. So I'm really looking forward to that. But my main motivation is just my own health. Jamie and I have talked about having kids. And actually today, my doctor told me that I need to start doing insulin injections. And that's something that I was trying really hard to avoid. I'm like, well, if I eat good, if I work out every day, like maybe I won't need to do that. But there's only so much he can do from the outside to help your body. So although I'm kind of bummed about it, I know that I'm giving my body the best chance it has. I'm giving it the nutrients it needs. I'm working out every day. So it's for the best. So just being healthy is really, really important to me. I want to be the best version of myself that I can be for Jamie, for Burberry, for myself. And as Meg and I were talking earlier, like, I have gotten so many messages about people that are inspired by my videos when I share them. Like, one of my undergrads told me this morning that she's like, yeah, I see your videos and I've started doing them. And I'm like, that's awesome. Like, that's not why I share my workout videos. but I'm really glad that that can do that for you. And so just doing this coaching and doing Beachbody and focusing on myself. I mean, I never in 1,000 years thought I would be doing this, but here I am.
I actually do have a question.
Yeah.
So I was a complete stranger when I was like, hey Liz, so do you want to join me? And I want to know, how did you grow from the girl that I first spoke to now? Like, what's a piece of advice that you would give to yourself when you first started?
Yeah. So yeah, back when I first met you, I was like, no, I am a student. I'm flat broke. I cannot afford this. If I could tell that Liz anything, it would be that you can't afford not to. The cost of medications, the cost of going to the doctor all the time, that is way worse than the cost of this that you think is expensive. Like, this is not, you know, I buy groceries. This isn't adding to it. This is replacing it. You know, I've saved so much more money by not wasting food, knowing exactly what I'm going to eat, not buying anything processed or prepackaged. I know exactly what's going into all of my meals. So just my biggest issue that I've always dealt with is, I mean, money. I've always questioned, you know, can I afford that? You know, will I be able to make ends meet? And it's, I don't know for other people, but I'm very spiritual. And I know that, you know, God has never failed me. Like, I have never been homeless. I have never starved. Something always happens. And so this is the same thing. Like, if I know that this is something I want and I need, I will find a way. Whether that means, you know, not eating out all the time. Like last week, I went to Applebee's. I spent $50. That's ridiculous.
Insane.
It's ridiculous. The food isn't even that great. And I was like, damn, $50.
Yes.
I pay $100 for my month of Shakeology. That's 30 meals for double the price of one night. Like, blows my mind. And so if you do the math, it's like $4 a shake. And there's no way that I could get a healthy meal for $4. So yeah, when I first started out, I didn't believe in myself enough that I could do this, that I could do a whole program for that long. But I mean, I finished Transform 20. That was 36 workouts.
Yes.
And I mean, it was amazing. Like, being able to see myself grow physically, like feel a difference in my body. But the change in mentality that it brought, just like, I was not expecting it. And that's what kept me, I mean, that's what brought me back for more. After Transform 20, now I'm doing morning Meltdown 100. And with every program that I do, I'm getting stronger. And one of my biggest like goals in life is for my body to be as strong on the outside as it is on the inside. So I've been through a lot in my life, and everyone always tells me, I don't know how you do it. You know, you're, you know, very strong. And I want my body to reflect that. I want people to see me and be like, I'm not pissing her off because she can beat me up. So doing these programs helps me get towards that goal. Like, I can endure a lot of emotional stress, but I also want to physically be able to carry my own. Like nothing makes me happier than knowing I can go to the store and pick up a giant bag of dog food by myself. Like, no, sir, I do not need help. I got this. So those are the things that I've learned to love myself for. I love my big quads. You know, my legs support me. They move me forward, and I'm thankful for it. So, yeah. It's been a long,
That's amazing.
yeah. So thank you for not giving up on me. No matter how many times
Never.
I close the door in your face.
Never. And you touched on such a great point. Like when I first signed up too, I was like, oh my God, this is ridiculous, especially because I was never able to stick to anything. So that was my huge concern. So what really set me aside was when I started learning how to budget, I used to spend maybe $100 a week buying food, and I was throwing most of it out because I didn't know how to meal prep. Because when you sign up at a gym, they don't teach you about nutrition. So when I started doing this, I found that I was actually saving money, and I put the extra money towards a savings account because I want to travel so much. And I kept telling myself, you don't have money to travel. You can't do this. And I started putting $50 every single week because that's what I used to spend buying lunch and coffee during the week. And I started meal prepping. So after 1 year, I had close to $3,000 from money that I put aside into a savings account. And my fiance and I went to Iceland. We've gone to Mexico. So it's really just taking the chance on learning. And then once you do trial and error, it comes into place and you're like, wow, I can do this. And just having the support from each other, like we all have different backgrounds, but we're there to support each other. And like, you guys might get this, but you know how when you tell family and friends something, they're like, oh, you'll be okay. Don't worry about it. Like here, we could be vulnerable. And like Liz has told me too, she's like, girl, get up, do this. Like, you got this. Like, you need that tough love. And that's what this community gives. They give you answers instead of being like, it's fine, or everybody goes through this. Like, no, I want a little more than that. Like, how do we fix this?
Yeah. I really like the point about tough love. Like, I try to gently give tough love, but there comes a point where it's just like, nah, come on, let's get going. And I love that because if I give that to someone, I know that when I need it, they're going to give it right back. And that sort of respect and discipline is just, it creates really strong friendships. And like, I consider Meg an amazing friend, and I've actually never met her. Like, I've never met you. And it blows my mind that, yeah,
yeah.
These programs.
It's so crazy because I'll write you before I tell people that I know in real life things that have happened in my life.
Yeah.
You know, because like we've just built that relationship where it's like, I gotta tell Liz. Like, my family knows about you, Jay knows about you. Everybody's like, oh, have you heard from Liz today? So it's really great.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing that I've noticed after, doing these programs for a while is that you get that desire to make your life better. Like, I feel better, I'm eating better. What else in my life can I fix? And so like I've started reading Dave Ramsey books and working on my finances because I want to be able to not stress about money. And so like, I don't know, I've never been this motivated in my life ever about anything until now. Like, I don't know what's the saying, like my golden year. Well, I guess that's technically 2022 for me, or 2030. I don't know how that works, but I feel like this year is my year.
Yes.
And so I'm really excited to do all the things I said I was going to do and check those lists off. And hopefully I'll get a good group of people to join me along the way for that journey. So, yeah. Any other questions?
I think I'm good, but amazing job.
Thank you. I did have a question for you ladies. So my original plan was to just post twice a day. Like for tomorrow, I would post about fitness. But would it be more helpful to have like a post in the morning and then a call in the afternoon? So that way I can answer your questions like live.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can do that then. I'll send out links for all the calls so that way people can kind of check in. And it's kind of nice to see each other's faces and hear each other versus just reading a text. Plus, I miss everyone, so it's nice to see your faces. But awesome. So I will do that. And I'm super excited for the free gifts. I am working on it, and I'm so pumped for you guys. It's going to be great.
Yes, it will.
But that's all I had. So if you haven't done your workout, make sure to do that. I know Heather posted how much she drank of water. John better drink some water too. But yeah, thank you both for getting on the call, and I will share this recording in the group on the challenge tracker.
Okay,
Yay.
awesome. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Liz.
Have a good night.
Have a great night, and it was nice meeting you.
Yeah, you too. We'll see you later.
See you guys later.
Bye.